What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade, Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 3 Reunion Part Deuce. Alright, so on tonight's episode, we pick up exactly where we left off last week with Carlos asking Martell if he would have met Ariane before he met Mel, would he have married her? And he does not answer. He just sits there with his hands steepled, eyes darting back and forth or whatever. Like I said last week, hell no, he wouldn't have married her, because if he wanted to marry her, he would have left Melody and married her, or he would have married her by now. And he hasn't. So Mel was like, he couldn't leave either of us alone. And that was the guy's honest truth. If he could have, he would have been with both of them. He literally would have been with both of them for as long as he possibly could. Carlos then says, it seems that you were in love with two women at the same time and that you weren't enough for him to love. That to me, I didn't like that question. It wasn't posed correctly. It's not that Mel wasn't enough for him to love or satisfy. I thought that was an unfair question, and to put that on her was insensitive. It was a very insensitive question. I did not like it. It shouldn't have been asked. Yeah, I didn't like that question at all. And Mel was like, I was enough and I will not accept that. He said that I'm everything. It was just greed. And he even said it out his own mouth. Yeah, I didn't like that line of questioning at all. I felt like Carlos got an F for that question. So, she then goes on to tell a story about how Martell was sick and couldn't even walk at some point, and she was taking care of him, and he didn't know she was behind him, and he had crawled into the bathroom and had one of his phones sitting on the sink and was crawling to get into, I guess, the sink, underneath the sink or whatever cabinet, to grab another phone to contact her. And she realized then he had two phones, and like, this nigga is really addicted to this girl. Like, it don't fucking matter. This nigga can't even walk, and he trying to get to the phone and get to her. And she was just like, yeah, bro, this is a wrap. And so, child, if I seen my nigga on the ground crawling to get to a phone to call somebody, baby, I would have pulled a Tyler Perry, I can do bad all by myself, baby, and put his ass in a motherfucking tub and ran cold water on his ass and then threw a pot of hot grits on him. Bitch, you got me fucked up. So Mel was like, if this person is your restaurant and she got all the size, all the accommodations, then why are you seeing other people now? And I'm so happy she posed that question. She's like, if you still ain't full, something is wrong. She was like, I don't know if it's a sex addiction, but there is something deeper going on. And I've been saying this since last season. I felt this though something happened in Martell's childhood. I don't know if somebody touched on him. I don't know if he got some issues with his sexuality, if that's why he is so adamant about having sex with so many different women, because it's something about him sexually that he is trying to push down. If you know where I'm going, you know where I'm going. There is something fucked up about this man's mental state that he is trying to conceal with constant sex, and obviously it's not working. And like Melody said, if this girl was the end all be all, he would be with her right now. He wouldn't be seeing other women. So so Martell was like, just because you're with a person don't mean you're gonna marry them. That doesn't mean if I'm not gonna be with you, I'm gonna be with her. Like I said, Ariane is just something to do. She's easy. She's familiar. They have a child with each other at this point. He know he can get in, get out when he want to. That's why he out here fucking with other girls. Girl, she ain't the one. She is not the one. So Mel was like, you always said if me and you ain't together, I'm damn sure not gonna be with her. And he's proven that right. So Kimmi agrees that, she feels like Martell does have feelings for Ariane. And I think that he does have feelings for her to an extent, but they aren't this, oh my God, I am in love with her, she's my sun, moon, stars. That ain't the case at all, child. He got feelings for her. That's what it is. Like, I got feelings for you. We cool. I might even love her a little bit, but he ain't in love with her. Nah. So Maurice thinks that Martell feels guilty about his feelings for Ariane. don't think it's that he feels guilty about his feelings for Ariane. I think that he still refuses to acknowledge her because he feels ashamed of her. And because he still is trying to be with Melody, so he's even though he says fucked up shit to Melody from time to time, he still tries to hold back so he can see if he can still get back in with Melody. Um, Marsau admits that he's been around Martell and Ariane before. And he says that Martell is a different guy when he's around her, that he's more aggressive. Yeah, he acts more like a nigga around her. He acts more like a nigga around her because she acts more like a hoe. He can be a nigga with her. He can't be a nigga with Mel. Because you see, even when Mel has cussed or, say anything slang, why are you talking like that? Why are you cursing? Why are you doing? Girl, he can't stand it coming from her. He can't stand it. He can't stand it. So Mel was like, ain't it shicey to have somebody you cheating on your wife with out with a mutual friend? Ain't it shicey, bitch? Because even to this day, I couldn't be cool with Marsau on no type of level. Because you been around this bitch and then you was in my face knowing that my nigga was cheating on me. You ain't shit. You are not shit. And so, Kimmi agrees. I'm sorry, Mel makes the joke that nobody knew about Ariane, and she was the one that exposed it, because that's the story that Martell likes to say, that this wouldn't have got out there if Mel wouldn't have brought it onto the show or whatever, but she was making a point that everybody already knew about her before I even said anything. So Marsau says that he knew about Ariane 2 months before Mel, but he knew that, like, she ain't it, like, she ain't that or whatever. So Mel makes a comment. He talking about like a Honda and a Rolls Royce, and Martell gonna talk. So y'all got a degree from the same place though. And she was like, see, that's what I'm talking about, the disrespect. How you gonna compare somebody who's cheating on me with with your wife, your ex-wife? So he was like, I got a child with her now, so I ain't gonna allow nobody to disrespect her. But you disrespect her all the time. Make it make sense. Like I said, he likes to defend her. He only defends her when it's to take a jab at Mel, to hurt Mel. But other than that, he doesn't defend her. He doesn't lift her up. He doesn't throw her any props. It's always to hurt Melody because he knows that is how to get underneath her skin. So Tisha says that she was mad when she found out Marsau was around Ariane on this guy's trip that they took to Atlanta. And I felt like that was the right way to go about that. I would have been pissed off too. Like, we don't play them type of games, because if you will allow him to do it, I know then that he would allow you to do it to me. So, Maurice makes it clear that he wasn't on this trip, but we find out later on that this is a lie. And I'm trying to figure out, why was he so adamant in making sure that by saying that he wasn't on this Atlanta trip? Was you down there with a boo thing, Maurice? Is this something we need to know? So Kimmi says that Marsau should have left when he was around Ariane. Like, you shouldn't have stayed around making it seem like you were okay with what's going on. And I agree with that. If you think that what he's doing is wrong, why did you sit there kikiing with them the whole damn time? You should have got the fuck up and left. And I 100% agree with Kimmi. So Maurice says, I think if you leave, you don't have influence. Boy, shut up, because now I'm really side-eyeing you. Now that we know your ass was lying about being on this trip, it made me feel like your ass was there doing some shit you ain't had no business doing. You probably was fucking with the Ariane homegirls. So they break for lunch, and Mel is, talking as they going back to the back to Tisha and Kimmi, and she says, why are we making her relevant talking about Ariane? I could see a few questions, but like, damn. And I agree, like, I don't want to give this bitch no props on this motherfucking show. Fuck this hoe. Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her and the goddamn boat she rode in on. God damn it. Fuck this hoe. Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her. Fuck her and her baby. Excuse me, Lord. Jesus, the baby ain't got nothing to do with it. That was wrong. Jesus, forgive me. But fuck her. Fuck her. Like, fuck her. I'm not gonna. This is my platform. Fuck her. So, Mel was like, that's why I don't fuck with him, because he's stupid. And I 100% agree. Like, I wouldn't give Martell nothing. This bitch wouldn't even be able to breathe the same air as me. It's fuck you for life, nigga. Fuck you. So backstage, Mel is in her dressing room with her mother, Miss Vanessa. Hey, Miss Vanessa, girl, you look beautiful, and her glam squad. And she says, she can't be cool with Martell because he tries to put his side chick on her on the same level as her, and it's disrespectful. But even at this point, Mel, who gives a fuck? You already know you a bad bitch. You know that that girl ain't nowhere near on your level. So even when he does that, he's only doing that to piss you off. So I wouldn't even feed into it. I wouldn't say nothing. You have to stop giving him the ammunition to piss you the fuck off. You already know what it is. Fuck that bitch. Fuck her. Fuck her. She looked like one of the Rugrats. Girl, she looked like Susie Carmichael. Girl, fuck her. So, she shows all these pictures that Martell has just randomly sent her throughout the year. Just to show that, he's still trying to be with her. But we already know that. You don't even have to prove that. We already know. Miss Vanessa says, my desire is for you to have your kids in a protected, safe environment. You need to file for full custody. And I really wish she could get full custody. I really wish she could. Martell, from what we've seen, is a good father to those kids. I wish there was some way that she could, if not full custody, I wish there was another way that she could live out of state and they could switch off the kids some type of way. But I know it has to be a torment to deal with him, be around him, be in the same vicinity as him. I know that has to be torturous for her, and it's really honestly sad. That's why you gotta be careful who you lay down with, have kids with. You gotta be careful who you marry, bitch, because them niggas is in your life. So, Mel was like, they're not going to give it to me. I have to prove he's unfit. I think the system is messed up because they make women stay in environments that are unhealthy for them. Huntsville is depressing for me, and everybody knows this. I hate being in Huntsville. And she starts to cry, and I felt so bad for that woman. I really honestly did. I do, because I only got a little taste of it when I was living with my ex and we were under the same, lease, and neither one of us could leave, and you just hate being around this person. You want to get away from them. So I felt so bad for Mel in that instance, because I know that that man makes her life a living hell, and that she's trying so hard to hold on for her children. And I know how hard that's going to be. But just like they told her, like Miss Vanessa said, God going to make a way for you to get your kids and go. And he 100% will. He really, truly will. Now, I pray it ain't by, death or no type of harm or nothing like that. But he will make a way. It is hard right now, Mel. If you're watching this review, it is hard right now, girl. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I am living proof of that. If you keep your head down, continue to do your job, continue to work, get these deals, be faithful and a good servant to God, girl, he will bless you in ways that you never even thought that he would bless you, and doors will open that you didn't even think would open for you. Just continue to be a good person, and he will make a way. And you'll look up one day and be like, damn, I'm literally away from this nigga with my kids, living my best life, and I ain't got to deal with him. That day will come. Trust and believe. Trust and believe it will come. So Kimmi and Maurice in their dressing room, and they both say how bad they feel for Melody. And then Kimmi was like, I don't like that you and Marsau said you stay with someone who's messing around on a spouse. And Maurice gets really defensive, which really, once again, makes me feel like Maurice is hiding something about this Atlanta trip. So Maurice was like, I didn't see their interactions. I'm not leaving a party because somebody cheated. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Kimmi, he telling you everything you need to know in that instance right there. He's telling you that, yeah, I don't give a fuck if my nigga cheating. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And that's letting me know that you'll do the same shit to me. You better watch how niggas move and what they say and what they don't say. So Kimmi was like, I wouldn't want my friend to think I'm okay with something like that. And Maurice is steady trying to argue his point, talking about maybe we just gonna have to agree to disagree. He was just being real defensive. And I'm like, okay, Margarine, calm down. Unsalted butter, boy, bye. So Tisha exposes in her dressing room that Maurice was there on that damn trip. Marsau, steady lying. I don't remember him being there. Yeah, some shit went down, Kim. You need to look into that shit. You better hope Kyle with big back ass wasn't down there in Atlanta. So everybody gathers back on stage, and Destiny joins the group. And I must say that Destiny's Bordeaux red velvet strapless dress with the thigh slip and train gave me life. The dress and her makeup were immaculate. Could have done without the grandma necklace. And I hated them tight curls in her hair. It was way too much hair. It was too way down. You already on the velvet, hot ass dress. That her was just too much. She should have had an updo, a long sleek ponytail, something off of her face. It aged her, and it just looked heavy and hot, and it was just an old throwback style. I hated the hair, but her outfit and the makeup was on point. Really didn't care for the shoe. Didn't care for that T-straps heel. It was giving me very much Mariah Carey, if you know what I'm talking about, because Mariah Carey loved that T-strap Yves Saint Laurent heel. I wish she would throw them shoes away. So Carlos asked her why she and LeBrick got a divorce, and she was like, between COVID, us finally moving in together, the baby, it was just a lot. Um and Carlos was like, can you share why you were reluctant to speak about your divorce? And she said, I was fighting for my marriage at the time, so I didn't really want to speak on it or whatever. I still feel like we didn't get the whole truth, nothing but the truth from Destiny. I feel like there's more to the story than what she's actually giving us. So he asked if either of them cheating. She says no. Carlos brings up Martell saying LeBrick was divorcing her because of her mouth. And Mel throws up a clown emoji. And I was like, bitch, you need to have that clown emoji sitting there on ready the whole goddamn reunion, because we all know that this nigga is a clown. So Destiny says that LeBrick filed for divorce 3 weeks after she gave birth, baby. Oh, yeah, he hated you. He hated your fucking guts. He was ready to get rid of your ass. So Carlos asked, was it because of the last name issue? Because he wanted her to take his last name when they got married, and she wanted to keep her maiden name because they didn't have any boys in their family, and she wanted her father's name to carry on. And I understood where both sides were coming from with that, and that was obviously a big deal breaker from them. But I feel like it was more than the last name issue of why he filed for divorce. But I do understand, like I said, how the tradition of taking on a last name or giving your child a last name is so important to the family, because I didn't give Tyrese his father's last name. A, because he wasn't there, but B, I wanted him to carry on my family's last name because it's such a prestigious last name. And my brother wasn't going to have any children. My sister doesn't have any children. So I really wanted him to be able to carry on the Irvin name. And then I also gave my son my brother's middle name. So I really wanted him to have a piece of my brother and my father. So, hey, and Tiffany joined the stage. They wasn't really giving much when it came to fashion. He was giving me very much Big and Tall, Men's Warehouse, Burlington Coat Factory, and she was giving me Mother of the Bride with her outfit. Like, it was like she was going to like an old folks home, like prom or something. I hated her dress. It was just so old ladyish. So her makeup was on point though. Makeup was gorgeous. Dress was giving me Helen Mirren, was giving me very much Dame Judi Dench. That was a good one. So Tiffany says that, the first week of being on the show when it aired was very hard for her because of all the hate she was getting on social media, and she was surprised she didn't jump off a cliff. And I know that has to be hard for anybody to deal with such scrutiny from all of these random ass people. That would drive anybody crazy. So Tisha says that Tiffany laid out what she wanted us to know. Marsau says they're bullshitting the world. It's way more to them than we know. And I'm like, duh, we all know that some shit going on over there in that house. Destiny says, the way you speak comes across rehearsed. I don't think that how she speaks come across rehearsed. I do think that they're keeping things close to the chest, but like I said, I could say the same thing about Destiny ass. So Martell was like, they just got her, like, y'all acting like, they the devil damn near or whatever. So Tisha was like, when we first met you, no, I'm sorry. Kimmi says, when we first met you, you were talking to us about us. like you just came in, giving shit about us, but we ain't know shit about you. And I understood where Kimmi was coming from with that. She was like, at the table, nobody said like, let's not talk about the kids or whatever. And I'm like, okay, Kimmi, I don't see where you've ever stuck up for Mel or Martell when it came to her situation with Miss Wanda. Y'all want to jump in right then and that time. So we didn't condone it. We didn't agree with that. I ain't never heard y'all say it before then. So like, why do we have to come to your defense? Y'all don't ever come to Mel and Martell fucking defense with anything. So stop it. So Carlos was like, you felt like Mel should have defended you, and Maurice was like, I thought so. I ain't never seen you defending them, and if I have, I must have forgot. So Kimmi was like, I didn't like seeing the grass saying, take that shot. In the moment it was we good. Then when you got home, it was a different story. And once again I agree with Kimmi. Keep that same energy, Playboy. If it's go time, it's go time. If we good, we good. But don't be fake and fronting. And I agree with that because Louis, that was some punk pussy ass shit. Like, don't get in my face saying, I'm sorry, we good. Then at home, you want to sit up here and say, I'm happy I ain't taking no shot because it could have been different. Boy, sit your big ass down. Sit the fuck down. You look like you can't run 2 feet without huffing and puffing and damn near passing the fuck out. Have several. So, it says, to clear it up, there is no buts. It was wrong. We apologize. So Carlos was like, are there things that you all know about Tiffany and Louis that they're not bringing up? And everybody except Mel and Martell says yes. So Kimmi was like, I heard Tiffany got fired from the chamber. And I was like, ooh, Kimmi did not come to play. It's that red hair. That red hair is bringing out the demon in her. So he was like, is that true? And Tiffany was like, no. And I'm looking like, you answered too slow. Did you not get fired? Did you leave? Were you furloughed? What is going on? So Kimmi was like, well, I heard it from somebody that still worked there, girl. So Marsau was like, I don't like how opinionated they are about something they have such little experience in. And I'm like, well, you can't say that. Both of them have been married before. So it's not that they have little experience. They have little experience being married to each other. So I didn't agree with that at all. So he was like, you haven't shared, but you haven't shared anything, but you getting her son's haircut without her knowing, which wasn't nothing. And that was literally all we saw about their household this season. He was like, you guys have been married for 11 months and y'all first marriages failed. And I was like, oh, that was rude. And Marsau was like, you can realize what you messed up on in the marriage inside the marriage. And I agree with that. But you can also realize what you messed up on outside of a marriage. Hey, was like, can you really? Because there's certain things in your face that you don't see. And he was like, and there's certain things I do see. And Louis was like, yeah, but you don't acknowledge. And I was like, okay, you better put it on the table, Louis, and get his ass the fuck together. So Tisha was like, all the new people on this show always want to come for our marriage, but we've been married the longest. Y'all gonna put some respect on our name. Girl, we ain't putting no respect on none of that shit over there. None of it. None of it. And neither can you. Don't nobody want y'all pathetic ass marriage. Nobody. He looking like the Grinch that stole Christmas, and you looking like a dingleberry. Like, ain't nobody going up for that bullshit. So that was my review on part 2 of the reunion of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let me know what you thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe. Also, make sure you guys check out my battling breast cancer video. I vlog about my radiation treatments and the behind the scenes of my Paper Heart STL premiere. I will have an exclusive video with all of the details and everything, all the footage that happened at the premiere coming up very, very soon. Tonight was the Detroit premiere. It went fantastic. Everybody looked gorgeous. Follow me on social media to see all of the behind the scenes pics and the red carpet pics and everything. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Deuces. Bye.